Welcome to Cosmic Imprint, a podcast bringing you weekly goodness as the home of lightworkers, new paradigm leaders, sensitive souls, magical beings, spiritual seekers and both spiritual CEOs alike, who are ready to live life in alignment with your own soul's truth and who are here to buck the trends, color outside the lines, thriving in this lifetime's incarnation. Join me each week for conversations about all things human design, weaving my own soul magic where I'll share my intuitive gifts, love of all things metaphysical, manifestation, mindset, fifth dimension, spirit guides, light beings, and beyond. Let's explore your cosmic imprint together. Oh, hey, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm kind of amped to share with you this quick episode. It's not going to be quite as long as some of the others in this series. I've been running a 4-part series, in case you haven't caught the earlier episodes, that are all to do with the 4 arrows of the human design chart and what each of them represents when you take a glance and have a look at whether the arrow faces to the left, whether it faces to the right. And I've been sharing with you from an IRL perspective in real life. My partner and I, we've been together 11 years and we're like the yin and yang. We both are mental projectors for a start, which is kind of awesome, especially considering the fact that only 2% of people are mental projectors. So energetically and in terms of living our best and most aligned life together, we are very much on the same vibe with everything, which is so just relaxing for your soul that we have somehow wound up, found each other in this lifetime, partnered together, paired together in this lifetime, in this incarnation. But in saying that, I have all 4 of my arrows facing to the left. I'm a quad left. And Darren has 3 out of 4 of his arrows facing to the right. So when I say we're the yin yang, this is where it really starts to show up, because we have so many similarities in our strategy and our authority, and we both have 2s in our profile and all of these other things, and the fact that we're both so open and sensitized to the world around us, and our energy is that projector magic, #projector magic of being so variable and all based around efficiency, and so there's so much that we are in harmony on. And not to say that this is not harmonious, but this is probably the most obvious place where we experience it IRL in real life, like the way in which our energetics complement each other and work so well together. But it really is that yin yang. Like there's a little bit of my style in some of the things that Darren does, and there's a little bit of his style in some of the things that I do, but overarchingly, we have very different energetic expressions in things like the way we process life, our environment that we are, the way in which we show up in our environment, because that's another little quirk to our designs, is that we both have exactly the same environment, just the left facing arrow and the right facing arrow expression of that same environment. So yeah, when I say it's like it's wild how similar we are in the sense that we're both like these 2 very if I was reading for someone, I would be like, wow, you're like the niche within the niche, and somehow we are like 2 niches within the niches, like hanging out together in this lifetime. Anyway, I digress. What we're here to talk about today is the 4th in the series, the 4th arrow, which is when we take a look at the chart on the right hand side, the lower arrow. So the bottom right hand side arrow And this is your manifestation magic. This is the arrow that is all to do with understanding your unique manifestation style, expression, highest potential, way of showing up, all that good stuff. And when I first found out about this in my early human design explorations, I was like, literally took a good few days to kind of like process what I just heard, because I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, that not everyone is here to manifest using the same tips, tricks, strategy, technique, whatever you want to call it. It just made so much sense that I was like, you know, why is it that you can have one person who is like the manifestation guru, for example, that everyone flocks to on Instagram, and yet they can have such resounding success and progress and epicness with their manifestations, yet for some people they can do absolutely everything in that way and it still doesn't have anything to show for it. And you know, that feeling that some people just you know, you might be listening and going, yeah, like nodding along, going, yep, that's me. I have spent oodles of time and money and signing up to things only to feel like nothing ever clicks, and that you do all the things that you're told to do and it's just not working. And it's not that you are, let's say, not doing things right. Like, there's nothing wrong with you, I think, is what I'm trying to, in not such eloquent terms, explain here, that it's not you. It's probably the way you are being told you should manifest. And this is where human design just gets so fucking cool, because you're able to take a glance at your chart and see straight away, are you what I like to call a specific manifester, or are you a non-specific manifester? And there is a big difference between the two. So how do you tell? How do you tell which is which you are? So on that bottom right hand side, the arrow that is on the bottom right, if that arrow faces to the left, you are a what I call a specific manifester. And this is very much the traditional law of attraction style manifesting that is widely promoted and spoken about and recommended. So this is the getting super specific on what you want, exactly how you want the universe to deliver it to you, and honing in on the detail. Basically writing out your plan and handing it over to the universe and saying, hey, I'm a vibrational match for this that I desire. Send it to me, and getting really detailed and specific. If this arrow faces to the right in your human design chart, you are what I like to call a non-specific manifester. And what does that mean? That means that any of that traditional law of attraction style manifesting strategy, just turn it off, mute it, ignore it, because your manifesting magic comes from embodying how you desire to feel. It is all to do with essentially handing over to the universe a blank shopping list, or, you know, a empty like vessel, and saying, hey, I don't care what you send me, but this is how I desire to feel. This is the emotional resonance I desire to feel. This is the energy that I want to, the energetic state that I desire to be in every single day. So it's basically saying, hey, I just want to feel this particular way, and whatever you send me, just surprise and delight me. I don't care about the details. I hand it all over to you. No plan is my plan, and you are manifesting in that magical way, because that is your lane, right? Like, that's your golden zone. That's your energetic resonance, and that's your manifestation gift. And when I talk about the fact that, we're not all here to do things the same way. We're not all here to be the same thing. We're not all here to have the same life and to be little carbon copy robots, right? So, of course, it makes perfect sense that there are a lot of people on the planet who are here to manifest in a very detailed and specific way. And then there are a hell of a lot of people who are here to manifest in a way that is all about embodiment and all about feeling and all about how you desire to experience life with actually no plan, no rules, no details, because you're down with whatever, like you embody that version of manifestation that trusts that actually the universe knows better, right? Like, if you have a right-facing arrow and you're a non-specific manifester, you naturally embody that sense of, hey, I know that me as the little human, wearing my little human suit rolling around this earth in this incarnation, I couldn't possibly know what the most incredible thing that I could manifest is. So I'm going to trust that the universe is going to send me whatever that is, in whatever way, shape or form that it comes about, because that is your true essence, that is your true gift, that you just basically aren't worried about the detail, you aren't worried about the specifics, you're just going, hey, I trust, I allow, I receive, and as long as it makes me feel the way I desire to feel, whether that is, it's very hard to put these very human words on things, right? But, whether it is that you want to wake up every day feeling excited and delighted, whether you want to wake up every day feeling secure, whether you want to feel supported, happy, prosperous, successful. And this is, again, where we can loop it back and tie it to those signature feelings for each of our human design types, right? I've shared in past episodes how if you can tie your, let's say, journaling practices of how you desire to feel, whether it's using things like I am statements, like I am successful, I am prosperous, or whatever the case may be, that you can tie those back to your human design strategy, your human design alignment. So for each of the types within human design, whether you're a generator, mani-gen, projector, manifestor, reflector, each has a signature emotion, right? Like a signature feeling that gives them that kind of clue of, hey, I'm in my golden zone, I'm in my lane, I'm in my alignment. And you can tie that feeling to that. So in my case as a projector, my golden zone of knowing I'm in alignment is feeling successful. So, in that case, it's like, if you are going to be just saying to the universe, hey, I don't care what you send me, but I desire to feel successful, that's the perfect non-specific manifester as a projector kind of route to go down, or way of showing up and manifesting your best and brightest self and all that you desire, right? Because you get to manifest all that you desire, but it's kind of like no plan actually works for you. And it's probably counter to everything you have been told about yourself. And this is something that I so see in my partner Darren, because he is a non-specific manifester. He has this arrow facing to the right, and he is the ultimate teacher for me in every single day of someone who no plan actually works for him. He has absolute trust that the universe has got his back, that things will show up in the right and aligned timing. Yes, of course, he has his days when he gets low, he gets, down, like he has things that come in externally to him. Because again, like, just to sideline here, that, as a mental projector, he has 7 of his 9 centers either open or undefined. 7 are white. And the only 2 he has defined are his crown and his ajna. So there is a whole lot of openness to the world around him, that it can be very easy to get to take on board energetics and, you know, things from the world around you that kind of weigh you down and sink you. So it's not to say that he doesn't have those days, but if he is in his, you know, most deconditioned and best thriving self expression, he is the ultimate example of someone who, like, it's the running joke in our circle of friends that he easily looks 10 to 15 years younger than he actually is. Like, he is the ultimate example of the no worries lifestyle, like the I'm just doing my thing, rocking my best life, winging it, no plan. And that works for him because that's what supports him and nourishes him and allows him to show up as his best and brightest self. And I know from the years before we sort of knew anything about human design and before we understood or had that clarity on ourselves, you know, growing and working through a lot of this together as partners, like, there were many times in our lives and our relationships where things were so fucking out of alignment. And I look back on it now and I'm like, well, it's no wonder, because we were living completely counter to the way in which we are designed to show up in the world. And then if we go and talk about, the left-facing arrow, which is mine as a specific manifester in this case, this is exactly what it sounds like: being specific, being detailed, being structured, being ordered. It's that masculine energetic expression, the divine masculine coming through here. So this is being someone who is manifesting in a way that does come about it and chat with the universe and get on that vibration of, by being specific, that is what creates the vibration, right? Like, because when we talk about manifestation just as a whole, and actually if you're interested, I have a whole episode about like manifestation and the things in your chart that can help you to understand your core kind of like drive, or the thing that is going to be the sort of main desire coming through that is your manifestation. So even if you just search for manifest or manifestation in my back catalogue of episodes, it was still when the podcast was called Lotus Life. But yeah, it's that's an episode that I've had heaps of people contact me and say, like, that's been really powerful to help them to understand. But anyway, I digress. So manifestation, I talk about in that episode that, you know, it's vibrating on the frequency of being a match for what you desire, right? So as a specific manifester, that's how you essentially get yourself into that state of vibrating at the frequency of what you desire, because by listing it out, by being specific, by being detailed, whether it's journaling every day, whether it is repeating affirmations to yourself, whether it is having the visual, you know, the vision board of the exact things that you are manifesting, that all vibes for, and that all is the way for someone who has this arrow facing to the left, because by essentially giving the universe your shopping list, that's what creates the vibration, the excitement, the delight for what it is you are calling in and manifesting. And that is as I say, that's by far and large the information or advice or teachings that you will find widely represented in talking about law of attraction or manifesting. So in many ways, if you're a specific manifester, you're probably good. Like you most likely are doing things in the right way that is aligned for you, but knowing your human design and understanding your human design probably can help refine that further, so that you understand the truth of, am I manifesting in alignment with my true self. Because obviously we can be a specific manifestor and get really detailed and specific on things, and yet still essentially be manifesting out of congruence with our true desires and motivation. So that's why I sort of, say that yes, we can be specific manifestors, and everything we've been sort of shown or told or explained how to do it, and it still can feel like it's kind of something's not lining up, right? Like something's not working, or nothing's happening. So if that's you, that just give yourself permission to sort of, I think it's Gabby Bernstein who always talks about like manic manifesting, and I feel like that's possibly like the biggest thing that as a specific manifester, it can easily descend into that manic manifesting energetic space, because we naturally, if this arrow faces left for you, we naturally fall into step with that structure and, order and detail, and we can get kind of caught in the process rather than actually embodying, like dropping it into your body and going, okay, these are the things that I'm calling in, or these are the things that I desire. Hey, universe, like I'm handing it over to you. I'm trusting, I'm allowing, but these are the specific things that I'm calling in. That we can get very hung up on that process of listing out things over and over and over again, for example, yet we're not ever actually allowing ourselves to feel the resonance of, if that thing arrived in my life tomorrow or today, how, does it vibrate for me? Does it resonate for me? Or am I actually manifesting something that is somebody else's vision, for example? And I'll just use a real good example for me here with this specific manifesting, right? You guys might have seen, like I'll share a little bit every here and there on my social media and stuff about my vision board and things that I've got on my vision board, and that I am very aware and have clarity on myself as to the lifestyle that I am manifesting, right? Like I have no intention of trying to manifest a life that is the jet set, high flyer, sort of lifestyle that is very commonplace on Instagram, particularly. Looking at you, Instagram. But one thing that was interesting for me was that, on my vision board, I had always had a Tesla on my vision board as, a vehicle that I was manifesting, calling into my life. And I had a realization, probably only within the last month or so, that actually, for me, a Tesla isn't actually aligned with my lifestyle. I do absolutely, because I already drive an electric car, for those of you that are newer around here. I have a little Nissan Leaf, and it is the coolest thing. And I've had it for about 2 years now, and I fucking love it. It's fully electric, for those of you that don't know what a Nissan Leaf is. So I literally plug it in my garage and charge it up overnight, and then the next day I jump in it and I can drive around and go to town and do all the things I need to do, and it basically costs me nothing to run. And it's like driving a little quiet go-kart everywhere, like it's so silent. Anyway, but I realized that I was like, actually, you know what? It isn't a Tesla that I am desiring to manifest, even though I've had it on my vision board for ages. I am manifesting a brand new electric vehicle. But what I'm manifesting is one that has a much bigger, they call it range. So I'm manifesting one of the new model electric cars, whatever that may be, probably another Nissan Leaf, because I fucking love my Nissan Leaf, that can go much further on a single charge, for example, because the one I've got is secondhand. It's an slightly older model, and it does all the things I need to do in it. But say, for example, if I wanted to go a couple of hours drive away, I can't do it in that vehicle because we live quite rural and there's not enough charging stations between places, and all of these sorts of technical things for the right here and now. It's not to say in the future that won't change, but I realized that I was like, I'm focusing on manifesting a Tesla because that's what I've seen other people on Instagram manifest, when actually a Tesla doesn't fucking suit my life at all. I have 2 dogs that I take everywhere with me, so I need a car that has got a big enough front and back seat for my 2 very important CEOs, who literally I am buying a car that is more for their comfort than my own. And from what I've seen of a Tesla, I'm like, dude, that is not designed for like me and my 2 dogs to hang out in and be super comfy in on road trips together. And also the fact that I'm like, you know what? Actually, where I live, there are not the sort of charging stations and facilities set up for Teslas. That where we live in New Zealand is very rural, and the number of electric chargers and things is quite minimal anyway. And I would be really struggling to find places that I could charge it. Whereas with the vehicle I currently have, and if I was to say manifest the brand new model of that, I can literally like plug it in wherever I go. And so it was like having that moment of clarity and realization to go, actually, you know what? Even though I was being very detailed and specific, I was manifesting somebody else's vision and manifesting something based on the fact that it's like the cool thing that entrepreneurs were manifesting, say, over in California. When I was like, actually, you know what? For my fucking life and what I desire and the lifestyle I lead, I don't need something like that. I need something that is absolutely going to be suited to my lifestyle. And so this is the thing, that when we understand ourselves and have clarity on our true desires, and then also clarity on our manifestation way that is aligned for us, it just suddenly, it's like I always picture the emoji that's like the brain explosion emoji, right? It's like the, whoa, yeah, like just got so much clarity, and it's beautiful. So I promised I wasn't going to take up too much of your time with this episode today, and I've gone on some big old tangents, but I know you love it. I know you're here listening in and just nerding out on human design with me. So I know you get me. I know you're on my vibe. So I am going to wrap it up there. I am going to head off and make myself a coffee on this beautiful sunny morning we have here. I'm sitting in bed watching out and can see the blue sky and the ocean. And this is when I talk about manifesting with clarity on what you desire. This is where it just gets so awesome, because you know that when you're in your lane, when you are living your strategy, when you're living your authority, it's like the timeline just collapses, man. Like that is the biggest permission slip you can give yourself, to be your true self rather than who the world tried to tell you who you should be. Is just such a gift you can give yourself, and it's never too late, I think, is the other important thing to remember, that everyone has got their own divine timing and yours is divine and aligned for you. So I send you big virtual hugs. If you've loved this series, I would love to know, what are your arrows? Like, screenshot and tag me if you're on Instagram, at Rose Toshiri, and I would love to see them. I'd love to see what your arrows are. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways. And of course, if you aren't already, come and hang out in our Cosmic Imprint Facebook group. There'll be a link in with the show notes for this episode. I'd love to have you over there. It's kind of like this cool little hub where we jam out and nerd out and connect on all things human design. And I do some other specific trainings and resources and things over in there just for that group. It's very mental projector life, hashtag mental projector life over there. If you want a group that is all hyped up and super like in your face and like energized, it's probably not the place for you, because it's very chill. We kind of all respect each other's energetic needs, and it's very much 6-2 chill life over there. So if you want somewhere to just kind of like soak up the goodness of human design in your own time, then come and hang out. Cosmic Imprint on Facebook. There's a link with the show notes. I'd love to see you over there. So I'm going to send you another big virtual hug. Thank you so much for listening in as always. And I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.